Hello. So this is our milestone 1. So for this milestone, we are supposed to animate the aliens in a grid form, and as well as they are supposed to move from left to right, and as soon as it hits the edge of the screen, it moves down and moves in the opposite direction, and as it is moving in the opposite direction, when it hits the edge of the opposite side, it also moves down again and then again moves back in the opposite direction. So to achieve this, we have defined the screen height and width of the game window, and with the help of different managers we are able to achieve this. So we have created the texture from which our sprites will be picked up from. Here we are simply defining the coordinates of the sprites that we'll be using. This here we are defining the size of the sprites, like how big they will be projected onto the screen. This is the sprite grid, I mean the box grid, or you could just say sprite box, that holds all the 55 aliens that are being projected onto the screen, and it will keep them in that grid form and move with them. Down here, this is our alien factory that is responsible for projecting those 55 aliens onto the screen. And here, this is our animation method that it here we have defined the alien sprites and also defined two images with images that will be cycling between. The animation will be cycling, and we have defined the time for each animation to take place as 1 second. So every second the sprites will animate, as well as they will move in a particular direction. Say suppose it's moving on the left side, so it will take 1 second to animate as well as to move in that direction. So basically what our image manager here is doing is storing all the images that are responsible for that we would need for our animation purpose, and as well as to project them onto the screen. So here we have only used a singleton class in this to project and animate, to store those images onto the screen, and with the help of proxies we will be able to create multiple of those one image that is stored into this image manager. The proxy is responsible for creating multiple um, sprites onto the screen. Next, our command function is basically the one that is responsible for animating the sprites. So we have defined the animation time to be 1 second. So the command function basically is responsible for managing for letting is the one that does the allows the animation to go on. In the composite class, we have defined that we are going to use this composite class as the one responsible for creating the grid, or a tree-like structure for all our aliens, like projecting them onto the screen like in the grid form, where we can see all the 55 aliens in a what we say like in grid form, and it is responsible for doing that. So let's have a look at the demo now. So as we can see that the aliens are moving on the x-axis, and they are animating as well. So you can see that we have defined the time for the animation as 1 second. So it's taking, every alien is taking 1 second to animate between the two images that we have selected for them to animate between. And it also moved down as soon as it hit the hit the edge of the screen, and it moved in opposite direction. So again we saw that it hit the end of the screen, and then it moved down also and is moving in the opposite direction. So that was it then. Thank you.